Hello to you at this moment. I hope you're doing great. Hope you're doing fine. Just a quick one. One is the number of unity. Two is the number of separation or holiness. Three is the number of God, and four is the number of earth. We have four sides on earth. We have south, west, east and north. Southwest, east, north. We have four seasons on earth. We have summer, winter, autumn, and fall. We have four levels of learning. We have four levels of teaching. We have four levels of parenting. We have four levels of child development, and we also have four levels of business development, and I think we have four levels of value. So today we'll be talking about the four levels of value, and the lowest one is implementation. Implementation is the lowest level. This is the level where you exchange muscle over time for money. When you use your strength, you use your muscle, you use it over time for a certain amount of money. Like your cab driver, you drive a car, or you're a laborer, you work with your strength. This is the lowest level of value which you get paid. Is the lowest level. And do you know that implementation is the only level that has about 70% of people? That is the only way they get income, through implementation. That is why 60-70% of people are broke, because implementation is the lowest level. And the next level is unification. Unification is when you have number of people under you. You're more like a manager. You have, let's say you are an engineer, and you have 50 laborers under you. So when you get a contract, you pay them to work for you. Now you're going to have more income than they, because spiritually, and we got set the principles. Unification is above implementation. But the third level is where real wealth begins. That is the level of communication. That is when you communicate valuable information that can transform one's life, transform one's business or company, and elevate it to the next level. Communication is the third level of value. And at that level, have you ever heard of somebody say, I charge $100,000 per hour? You'll be like, what are you going to teach that you charge $100,000? What are you teaching? Well, they make millions of dollars in hours by just simply communicating an information that can change somebody's life, that can transform a business. A business is stuck, and they really finding their way out. They want to move to the next level. They're stuck and they don't know what to do, and somebody somewhere has the information, and for him to give them that information, he charges them $1 million per hour or per 2 hour. That's crazy, right? Well, the key to wealth is not working hard, but is knowing what works, finding out what works, and working on it. Just focus on what works, not just work hard. If you work hard all the time on everything, you're going to build muscle, but you'll be stuck. You gotta use your brain. You need wisdom. You need an idea, something like that. That is why you see a hefty person, very hefty, got muscle, and he's the bodyguard of a very a small man, that you just swing him, just with one key you can take him out, but he's guarding that person. Why? Value. The other person is operating on the lowest level of value, which is implementation. He's using his muscle over time to protect somebody. So the third level is communication. That is when you exchange information, valuable information that can change a person's life, change another person's life, or a company, or you just change people's life via the information you have. The information you have is so vital that when they apply it, they change levels. And the last level of value is Imagination. Imagination. You're watching me probably on YouTube or any social media handle. I want you to know that once upon a time there was no YouTube. Once upon a time there was no cell phone. But somebody imagined it. He just imagined it, and created it. And today they are making billions and billions of dollars. Why? Because the way God just said it, on earth, imagination is the highest level of value. When I think of the two brothers that created the aeroplane, it just encourages me that nothing is impossible. When you travel back in time to that days and you try to share your idea with somebody and you be like, I'm thinking of flying. You when you fly like birds, you fly like me in Nigeria right now. I want to go to Europe, so normally you sail by ship. You go to Lagos, you hop in the boat, hop in the ship, and you sail. It takes you weeks, months sometimes to get to where you're going by sea. And then somebody will just come tell me, say, look, I'm thinking of flying, like flying to Europe. I'll be like, you crazy, man. Something's wrong with you. Fly, you a bird, you got wings, something like that. But the first person, every vision, every achieved idea that has been implemented, that has been materialized, has at first it had one believer, the person who got it. So you might have an idea, but right now you're in the level of implementation. You're operating on the level of the value of implementation. You exchange your muscle over time for money, but you got this idea. My advice is you stay with it, build it, harness it, package it. And you might say, okay, this idea need a lot of resources, need a huge amount of money, but I don't have it. Look, the God who gave you the idea will make provision for it. When God calls, He makes provision. If God gives you an idea, besides there are some ideas that aren't really from God, but if it is really from God, He backs it up. You shouldn't worry how the resources will come. Just make sure you are ready. Harness it, work on it, package it, and you're going to attract right-minded people, because right-minded people attract each other. Birds of the same feathers flock together. Joseph needed the cupbearer to talk to the king about him, and they got together. There's a way God does it. Probably take it to prison. I'm not saying He's gonna take it to prison to meet your destiny helper, but what I'm saying is God will do it. It's not your own problem to figure out how He's going to do it. You just gotta make sure you're ready. Just be ready. Joseph was busy interpreting the prison, and he was ready. Man, that guy was ready. That was why when the opportunity came, he just took it, and it made him ready. My father said, it is better for you to be ready and not have an opportunity than for you to have an opportunity and not be ready. But the beautiful thing is, if you are ready, the opportunity will definitely come. So work on that vision, work on that idea you got, because that's the highest level of value, man. That is what will pay most. That is what. Look, you got a big dream. I know you got a big vision. Where you saw God took you, man. It's not where it is now. No, it's not where you are now. God showed you. Destinies of a lot of people depend on you, and you and I know with the level of what you're earning, you can't feed them, you can't cut off for them, you can't provide for them, you can't help them out. So it is an idea which God gives you that can really give you the reward that you can handle a lot of, all of these things, all of the expenses, all of the, people coming in with the problem, you help them out, because 90% of people, it has to do with money. To be honest, 90% of people's problem boils down to financial problems. So work on it, because to be honest, implementation, it's, working with muscle and all of that won't really help you with the reward. The reward is not enough. It's not really enough. It's not even enough for you. Coming down also to unification, when you're working for somebody. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't work for anybody, but there's an advantage to working for somebody, because you get to use a printer for free, you get to use a computer, and the more you use it, the more you do it daily, the more you perfect your skill on it, so that when you begin your own idea, your own business, you can do it. You're good at what you do. So it's good to work for somebody, but not forever. Okay? So the 4 levels of value, as we said, is implementation, unification, communication, and imagination. And I truly hope you work on the highest level, because it is at the highest level of value that you get paid the highest. Because each, especially implementation, which unfortunately 70 to 80% of people are right now, you see the struggles, stuff. Do you know that life is tough at the bottom? Like at the bottom, it's just choking. You got 80% of human beings at the bottom, and everybody trying to breathe. And at the top, I hear one of my coaches said 1%. 1%. Those at the level of imagination are the 1%, and they're not much, man. They're not much. So climb up. Work on yourself. Work on that vision. Work on that idea. It is possible. If hundreds of years ago, if somebody tell you they're gonna fly, they're gonna transfer people from one country to other, they're gonna fly by air, they're gonna fly, you be like, you crazy. But look, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible, especially with God. With God, nothing is possible. So focus on that idea and work on it. And sometimes I do advise, in a counseling, that if you have an idea which needs resources, and you are at the level of implementation or probably unification, I advise that you save. When you work and you save for a certain amount of money, you can put it into your idea. Let's say you need maybe $1 million to implement your idea. $1 million, and you're working, let's say you're earning 50,000 naira every month, or 100,000 naira every month. You can plan to save. Okay, you say, okay, I'm gonna save for 1 year, or I'm going to save for 2 years, or I'm going to save for 3 years. When you save, it gives you an advantage. Look, if you got no money, man, if you don't have money, the truth is you're crippled. That's the truth. I shouldn't say everything, but let me say everything boils down to money. You need money. If you don't have money, God has to touch someone's heart to give you the money. But save, because sometimes you might save like 500,000. God can lead you to somebody, and somebody will ask like, how much you got? You say, okay, I got 500,000. You say, all right, I'm gonna help you 500,000, or look, I'm gonna help you 400,000, or look, I'm gonna help you with 300,000. But if you got nothing, the person will be like, you're not serious. You are not serious. How much you got? Sir, I got this idea, this great idea, blah 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 blah, and I need 2 million naira. Okay, you need 2 million naira. All right. How much you got? I got nothing. You got nothing. He ain't gonna give you nothing. But when you say, I got 1 million naira, oh, sir, I got 500,000. At least the person will feel encouraged and say like, you serious. So I do advise people to save. When you're working, either you're in the level of implementation or unification, you safe. It gives you an upper hand, it gives you an edge to actualizing your dreams, because everything, I shouldn't say everything, but I'll still say everything boils down to money. You need money. So the 4 levels of value is, remember, implementation, lowest level, unification, and communication, and the last level is imagination. And in these 2 levels is where real wealth begins to be created: imagination and communication. So you ask yourself, which level am I at right now? Which level am I, right now, which level am I? Am I in the level of implementation, where I exchange muscle with time? I teach in the school, I drive a car, I'm a cab driver, whatever, I'm a laborer, just whatever you exchange your time with for money. You exchange muscle over time for money. That is implementation. Or you're on the level of managing. You're a manager. You got people working under you. You get the contract, and you people under you work. They implement. They do the implementation for you, and you're in the office or whatever, and you just pay them. Or you're on the level of communication, like me, where you exchange valuable information that can transform people's life, change their lives for money. And you do that over time. Be like, I charge $250,000 per hour. Oh, I charge $1 million per hour. People like us charges in hours. We charge in hours. We charge in hours. So, you're on the level of imagination. So you answer that question. You are the one who can answer that question. And if you're not comfortable with the level you are, you know what to do. You know what to do to move to the next level. All right. In the meantime, I'm Between Time. You remain blessed by the best, and I'll see you when I see you.